Okay, I think we're ready here. Hello, this is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you do not have one of your own, I would be happy to be yours. You can go to my website at stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net to see our products, to place an order, to sign up to do a workshop, which is the term that we give our parties, to join my team and get some great perks from being a demonstrator. Any questions you may have, you can leave a comment here, or you could go to my Facebook page, Stamping Around the Dining Room Table, and private message me there. And I would be happy to help you. Okay, so June 2021, this month's Paper Pumpkin comes in this beautiful box with this like alcohol painting technique that they used and then took a picture of. Okay, and it coordinates with our artistically inked bundle suite. Actually, there's a whole suite, and it comes with these stamps and these dies. I did go through these yesterday on my Facebook Live page, that you could go to that to see more. Okay, and I'll just show you. Here's the two fancy dies, the things that they will cut out. All right, in addition to cutting out the things that, like the stamped images. Okay, so I'll just show you those. That set is in our annual catalog. It's on pages 96 to 97, and it also comes with some ephemera, which I have right here somewhere. That's gold. Okay, these different pieces here. This is the back side, so you can see the shapes a little better, because the gold might kind of knock your eyes out here. All right, and this kind of all over look, this stamp here gives that effect. Okay, so the other thing I will today, one thing I am using in addition to that is our gold foil paper. The foil sheets are found on page 135, and they are available in copper or gold. Okay, so let me just show you from our paper pumpkin. Whoops. It always comes with the directions, and it does have this little paper in here to show you that, to explain to you that it does coordinate with this suite that I just was talking about. And on yesterday's video on my Facebook Live, I actually had two of these made up ahead of time, and then did one on camera, because by the time I showed everything, it was, we were a little behind where we wanted to be. And I just realized, oh my gosh, my thing kind of came apart here. I don't know what happened. Anyway, this is supposed to be, this bow is supposed to be, because it was yesterday, it's underneath the congratulations, and I just realized it. So I will fix that, and good grief. Anyway, so this one, You Are Amazing. They use this background that they give you. That's a card base that they give us. See right here. This one is a little bit smaller, and it's this green background with an overlay. Let me just put it up here where you can see this background, and then this one with that overlay, and then there's this, and that has this overlay. Okay, and the one thing with this, it also had this. It's like a vellum, piece of vellum. Okay, and they have the words thanks in French, English, and German that you can could put on that. All right, along with a stamp set, and this comes with 2 colors, stamp ink and spots. One is Bumblebee, which is this yellow, and one is Shaded Spruce, this darker green. So today I wanted to show you some, just try to do a few alternatives with this, and bringing in some things from the Expressions in Ink suite. So I will show you, this is a card made using the Expressions in Ink at one of my classes. Okay, now this is one of the papers from the Expressions in Ink, and it does have some gold on it. Okay, and then my sister made this card, and she used this stamp right here that comes in. It comes in here, so that shows in black and white how that stamps. So you can see this is how it, basically this is how it looks. She did it twice there, and in here she put it across the top and the bottom, and then she took a Versamark marker and then just put lines where she kind of wanted to accent it, so that it looks similar to the front, and then she heat embossed it with gold. Okay, now I did an alternative to that. I still end up using the same paper, but because of the way the page is, I'll show you here. See how they did it? Depending on where you cut it, it looks different. So this was one piece from there, and this was another piece. And I used the gold foil. Actually, this is on a white card base. I wanted the gold edge, so I used the foil, and then I did cut in, I gave it about an inch border, and I realized after I did that it could have been a 1/2 inch border of the gold, so that the center piece of it I could use in something else. And then the gold you see here, this frame and these pieces here, that's from the ephemera package that comes with. So the risk of putting your eyes out, try to help you see that. Okay, so that's a couple things using just that set. So then I thought, okay, what do I want to do for some alternatives? And one of the things I thought about was on here. I do like this, but it can be a little difficult to see the flowers there just because it's white on, white on white vellum. So what I did was I used our Stampin' Blend markers, and I just colored in from the back. On the back, I colored in these different parts of the flowers and the greenery. And then when you turn it over, it is a little lighter, and then I also put some Wink of Stella all over that. And so then I thought, what would that look like? And you could just put it right directly on here, and so you see it would bring it out just a little bit more than this does. So that's one thing that you could do with it. However, I thought I would just put it on this piece of white, hopefully, and have the Magenta Madness background so that could really pop out at us. Okay, so I'm going to just adhere this to put it on my front. So this is really just a regular card base, and then I just used some of our white and just put it on the front with just a little bit of a border around, and then this will go right here. And the best way to do this is you're either going to want to put glue all over the back, or you can put little glue dots places where you're going to have something over it so you can't see it. And I'll just kind of show you how, if I was going to do it all over with a glue. I guess my glue's getting down there. Hopefully that'll be enough. Just on my silicone mat, Where did I just, here it is. I just had them. Put it on there, and then take a piece of this rubber sponge. Make sure I get the bit, yes. And move this up where hopefully you can see it. And then just put it all over the back of this. So it will stick, and because it's all over and not like in little pieces like glue, like if you could even, in this case I could maybe even just do this to get it on a little better. And then when it dries, I can just rub that right off easily. Okay. And it dries on the silicone mat. Okay. So there's that. Okay. And I just wanted to put a little greeting on there, and I thought I would say, I was thinking about putting, "You are amazing," and I just want to make sure it fits on here. I think it just fits there, and I want the green I used on here was Granny Apple Green, so I thought I would do it in that just to kind of help it to, hopefully it will pop out a little bit here. Yep, it worked, yay! So, you are amazing. And then I could use the sequins that they gave us. Where's my... just like that. Could put a couple more in there if I wanted, but I think I'm going to stop there. Okay. And I don't know what you can see, but I did put some Winkastel, as I mentioned, on the, so that the flowers really shine. I'm not sure how well that may show or doesn't show on there. But that's one alternative. Or as I said, you could color it and put it on this. And I just thought I'd take just a, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but just to show you, this is, okay, so, this is the scrap paper I was going to use, but this is what I find. So, it's kind of hard to see it on here is all. Where's my other, all right, well anyway, maybe if I, oh, you can see it better there. You can see the lines, and then what I did was, I'm just going to, did this color on the rose, and then I did Flirty Flamingo, I think it was on the other one. But I really just, this is, oh, that's a dark. I didn't want the dark. Well, I can start with the dark here and do the dark kind of here. And if you want, you can just put a little dark around a few places to give a little bit of highlight. Okay. And then, maybe just right here under these two. With your lighter. And I just, this is just coloring in on the back. And I just kind of tried to leave the white. I didn't go over the white lines, although I don't know that they still should show on the other side. So you just kind of fill it in. Like this. And then the other side, see? And you don't have to be real careful about being in the lines, because those lines do kind of cover over if you make any little mistakes. Not huge ones, of course, but oh shoot, that. Okay. And later I'll play with it a little more and get it colored in maybe just a little bit better. I just kind of wanted to go over where some of the dark was to kind of help blend it in. Anyway, gives you an idea. And then on the other side, see, I do have to go back and do a little bit more. But basically, that's how I got it. I took my time, so it was a little bit better. This looks a little better. You can see I got the darker right there. But anyway, so that's how you do that. And then when you paint, you color it on the back. And you can use any kind of marker, really, or even your colored pencils, although each one gives a little different look, as you know. And then I put the Wink of Stella on the front. Okay, so that's that alternative. Okay. Then one of the other things I got thinking about was on this one. Now the back is dark, so you can see that thanks, but I thought, well, what if I colored that in? And I did, it's a little hard to see here maybe, but I did use I tried with the marker and just went over the the letters, and I wasn't as, it was it wasn't quite as crisp as I would have liked it to be. So then I just said, okay, so then what I did was I took my finger dauber and I just put a little bit of the, here we go. I put a little bit of shaded spruce on there. There's not much left on there right now. Oh, the right color. Shaded spruce. I think that's when or did I put, oh, actually, I think I said shaded spruce, but I think it's Evening Evergreen. I think it was Evening Evergreen now that I told you that other. Let me get this off here a little bit. Yeah. And you just kind of rub over the back like I just did there, just like this. Okay? So and I thought, look at the difference that does make. And it just depends on what you like. If you like the white, you can just keep it, you know, the white. Or if you want something a little different, that's one way you can do it. You can do it any color you want, really. This I just did the green because it was the green there. So then I said, okay. So if I wanted just another, so different way, I'll show you here a little bit without. So there's the thanks. Like if you wanted it on that. Then I thought, well, what, or if you just want it on that, or even on white. Or then the other thing I did was this paper. It's also a vellum, and it's white on the front with these leaves. And I tried first coloring the back in with a marker, and it didn't really show up very well on the front. And it's probably just because it's so small. So then I did the same thing on the back of this. I took the green and I put it all over. And I thought, well, what about if we did this? Hope if I can get a hold of it here. And you could put, and so I had to cut that down a little bit because it's a little bigger. And do that. You could do it right like that, directly over the green. You could have the white, you have a piece of white under it. Make it a little bit lighter. And then I did it this way just because that's the way that, and I maybe could have cut it a little bit the other way, but that's how I did it. So there's that. And that just gives you, that's another way to get a little different look. Like that. Or as I said, you could put it like this. Okay. And just see here, do I like it better? I'm not sure if I like it better this way. See, I think then you lose the thanks. So let me just try it with the white behind it, because it lightens that green. See, because the dark green behind it. I mean, you could just do it on just the plain white, but I just wanted to show you something that was different. Okay. Thinking, I know I have more white here, just where did I put it? I get going with my stuff, and I know where everything is when I start, and then by the time I'm in the middle of stuff, I can't find things because things just go flying sometimes, or they end up in different places. But here's the white. So if you wanted, instead of putting the white on there, you could cut it down and just do this. So that things does stand out a little bit more if it's got the green behind it. But actually, I think I like it this way. So that's what I'm gonna do on this one. I'm gonna put the white on here first. I want just a little border around the edge. Now on this one again, because it's vellum, so I'm going to use, where are they? Right here. These glue dots. I'm going to put them right in the corners. So it won't be as noticeable there. Oop, I just don't want to come off there. When you take these off, this is like a double-sided sticky. It's got sticky on both sides. Okay, and then you just take this little white off the top, and it should leave the little piece of glue behind. Or you could, whoop, that one came off with the, there. Oh, is it sticky? Yep, it's there. Or you could do like I did with the flower and put it all over. And I want the, you could have these leaves going any way you want, but to me they look like they're like going, should go up and down, like straight up, like they were growing. Try this again, I got it. Well, it's hard to get it exactly on there, but oh, it's good enough. And press down on those corners. And for this, well, I kind of would like those that popped up. Let me see if I can get it to, if I can make these work for me so I can pop it up. I can just trim that they're thin, so I trim some of these edges. See if I can make it work here, kind of how I did. They had us put the glue dots on where the letters were. Let me just see, how does that look? Oh yeah, I think it'll work. So every part of this, even these tiny sides, do work. So you can trim them down like I did. If I can get a hold of this one. There. I want to do one more, I think, on this A. Maybe. Is it sticky off yet? The non-sticky part there. Ah, let go of my finger. There. It worked. Yay, and you can't see the, and also probably because I colored it, also it helps that you can't see that. And if I want, let me see, put some of these on here as well. And if you want, you can, obviously you can make it as, you can fancy it up even more. It's whatever you would like to do with it. Okay. So there's an alternative for that. And then the next alternative is basically, it's kind of using this. I did use this Bumblebee color, and then I took these and I cut them. They come, where did I put those? Of course, as I said, everything's a mess right now. But they come together. Let me just see if I can find them. Here. they come like this, and then you take them out. Okay, so 2 of them have these 3 sides. 3, and this kind, the pink kind of has 2 sides, and the purple has 3. So what I did, whoops, and I just ripped that. So I'm in my hurry, trying to hurry here. And I snipped here, you know, like those 3 apart, and these 3 apart, and then I cut this in half. And then and actually when I went to put it together, I kind of trimmed them down just a little bit more. And then I just kind of layered the green, the pink, and purple here. And then I had some of each of them left, so I put it over on this other side. I'm not sure how well that shows up, but I did like it. And I used this paper from, it's one of the sheets from the paper that comes with the Expressions in Ink. And see, it does have gold on it. And what I did here was I took a piece of Bumblebee, which is this color, and I decided that I wanted just a little tiny piece of the white around the edge, just to kind of help it stand out a little more. So because I had that there, I also wanted a little bit of white around this. And I used the tailored tag, and I punched that out. I punched the Bumblebee out, and I punched the white, and then the white I cut in half, and I just moved it, just like glued that down, and so there's just a little bit of it showing. Doesn't show on the sides, but it's okay, just the way that it is. It just kind of gives a hint of this over here, so that you can, so it gives a hint of this over here, so you know, it's kind of brings that in. So I'm very frustrated that this whole thing here kind of came apart, but I will fix that. All right, so let me just move stuff out of the way here and just show you, this is some alternatives. Now, I mainly used, in this case, I did mainly use stuff from some of the supplies from the, oh, I think that's up too high. One light and I touch it, it goes off. And, you know, but just showing you the alternatives here. Okay. Just kind of where you can maybe see this a little better. So there's those alternatives. And I moved the others, so I'm not sure where I put them. I just had them here, but that I showed you from the they were right here. Anyway, so the ones that I did from using just mainly the sweet, and I'm not sure right now where I did put them. So as I said, things get a little wild and crazy when I get creating and stamping and making these cards and other things. I think I know where I put something, and 2 seconds later when I need it again, I can't find it. So, all right, well, maybe I dropped it on the floor too, who knows. But these are the main ones, I guess, right now, is just so that you can see some alternatives with the paper pumpkin set. So, all right. I just want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll be back next Wednesday at 7:30 with some other some more cards. And if you also would like to see more, you can go to my web page, actually you can go to my web page, to my Stamping Around the Dining Room Table Facebook page, and you can see more things there. And on Friday, live on Tuesdays at 10:45 and Friday at 1:45, and I'll be doing this Friday fancy folds using the paper pumpkin and the Expressions in Ink suite. Okay. Again, my webpage is stamparoundthetable. That's stampinup.net. I want to thank you again for stopping by today. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.